This is a True Crime in Real Time update from True Crime Today and the Hidden Killers podcast.
Nathan Hochman had barely unpacked his office when his tenure as Los Angeles County District Attorney began with a seismic jolt. In his first major act, he dismissed two high-ranking deputies, Nancy Theberge and Brock Lunsford, who had become central figures in the simmering controversy surrounding Lyle and Erik Menendez. The Menendez brothers, infamous for the brutal 1989 murders of their parents, were the focus of a contentious resentencing appeal that had ignited public and legal debate alike. Hochman's decisive move sent shockwaves through the legal community, marking a clear departure from the policies of his predecessor, George Gascon. Theberge and Lunsford had been instrumental in a 57-page appeal filed just weeks earlier, advocating for a reduction in the brothers' life sentences without the possibility of parole. Their argument rested on evidence of rehabilitation. The proposed revision, 50 years to life, would have made the Menendez brothers immediately eligible for parole after 34 years of incarceration. Critics lambasted the move as a slap in the face to justice, reigniting the fierce divide that had characterized public opinion since the sensational trial in the mid-1990s. Hochman's stance was unequivocal. He publicly criticized Gascon's approach to the Menendez case, accusing him of leveraging high-profile cases for political gain. By removing Theberge and Lunsford from their positions, Hochman made it clear that his administration would be taking a different path. Theberge, who had led the resentencing unit under Gascon, was transferred to the office of the alternate public defender, while Lunsford was reassigned within the DA's office. These personnel shifts signaled a stark policy pivot, one that appeared to prioritize retribution over rehabilitation. Yet the personnel changes only deepened the intrigue. Shortly after Hochman's announcement, the DA's office declared that Antonio Aguilar would take over as head of the resentencing unit and the post-conviction and discovery division. However, Aguilar denied the appointment despite his name being listed on the official roster of new appointments. The office, tight-lipped as ever, declined to clarify the discrepancy, leaving observers speculated about the true state of affairs within the DA's administration. This lack of transparency only added fuel to the growing skepticism about Hochman's intentions and the broader direction of his administration. The Menendez brothers' resentencing hearing, initially scheduled for mid-December, became another casualty of the administrative upheaval. Judge Michael Yesich postponed the hearing to late January, citing the need to give Hochman's team sufficient time to familiarize themselves with the voluminous case file. This delay added another layer of uncertainty to an already convoluted saga. Hochman now faced a critical decision, whether to proceed with the original recommendation for resentencing or to withdraw it, provided he could present a legitimate reason for doing so. Either choice carried significant risks, not only for the Menendez brothers, but also for the credibility of the DA's office under its new leadership. With public scrutiny intensifying, Hochman's next move could set a precedent for how his tenure would be judged. Meanwhile, Mark Garagos, the brothers' high-profile attorney, had been busy mounting a parallel offensive. Garagos filed a habeas corpus petition that introduced new evidence allegedly corroborating the brothers' claims of sexual abuse by their father. This revelation, Garagos argued, warranted a new trial. The petition awaited a response from the DA's office, which had initially been due in late November, but requested an extension until December 20th. The delay only heightened the tension as all parties braced for a showdown in the courtroom. Garagos' strategy was clear: keep the focus on the alleged abuse and its potential impact on the original trial's outcome. This approach not only put pressure on Hochman, but also revived public interest in the case, ensuring that every development was scrutinized by the media. Complicating matters further was the Menendez brothers' clemency appeal to Governor Gavin Newsom. The governor deferred any action, citing respect for Hochman's review of the case. The clemency request represented a long-shot bid for freedom, but it also underscored the high stakes involved. Clemency, a rarely granted relief, would require compelling evidence of miscarriage of justice, rehabilitation, or extenuating circumstances. Newsom's decision to defer highlighted the gravity of the situation and the potential political ramifications of any action he might take. For the brothers, it was a sliver of hope in an otherwise daunting legal landscape. The January 31 hearing loomed large on the horizon, poised to become a pivotal moment, not just for the Menendez brothers, but for the broader conversation about justice, rehabilitation, and the legacy of one of the most notorious cases in American legal history. The outcome of this hearing could redefine the narrative surrounding the Menendez brothers, shifting it from one of cold-blooded killers to victims of a deeply dysfunctional family dynamic. However, such a shift would not come easily. The prosecution's team was expected to vigorously oppose any motion that might appear to lessen the severity of the brothers' crimes. What began as a family tragedy has evolved into a multifaceted legal drama, replete with power struggles, moral quandaries, and the ever-present specter of public scrutiny. Hochman's early moves have set the stage for a high-stakes confrontation, one that promises to test the limits of justice and redemption in a system often criticized for its rigidity. As the Menendez brothers await their day in court, the question remains, will this new chapter bring closure to a case that has haunted the public imagination for decades, or will it only deepen the mystery? Adding to the drama is the renewed cultural fascination with the case, spurred in part by the Netflix series Monsters, which revisited the Menendez brothers' story in a broader context of sensationalized family crimes. The series has reignited debates over the fairness of the original trial, the admissibility of abuse claims, and the role of public opinion in shaping legal outcomes. For many, the Menendez case serves as a litmus test for how society balances the scales of justice against the backdrop of human complexity. This renewed attention has amplified the stakes for all involved, from the DA's office to the defense team and even the public officials who might be drawn into the fray. As the clock ticks down to the January hearing, one thing is certain. The Menendez brothers' story is far from over. With new evidence, shifting legal strategies, and a public hungry for resolution, the next chapter promises to be as riveting and consequential as the events that have already unfolded. The question of justice, what it means, who deserves it, and how it should be administered, looms large, casting a shadow over the proceedings and ensuring that this case will remain etched in the annals of American legal history.
In a world where the darkest secrets lie just beneath the surface.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence says otherwise.
Where hidden killers roam, unnoticed, in the shadows.
I think you would definitely be looking at a blend of toxic, very bad narcissistic personality traits, and they will be vengeful and possibly resort to violence.
Join Tony Bruschi as he uncovers the truth behind the most chilling cases.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence clearly says otherwise.
Each episode, we dig deep into the minds of those who commit the unthinkable.
To your point of narcissism, he thinks in his own mind how witty he is.
Yeah.
But he lost that jury. I was done with him in 2 minutes.
From unsolved mysteries to infamous crimes.
Geez, you've just talked about how you've taught yourself how to do everything under the sun. I bet you did a YouTube video, how to best kill somebody with a knife.
Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi takes you where few dare to go.
How does someone with such a dark secret go unnoticed for so long?
With multiple new episodes every single day.
We're not just telling stories, we're seeking justice.
Listen now on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.